So today I'm going to show you how to fit spot lights on a Mini Cooper S R53 mainly. That's the one I'm on now. As you can see, you want to get your bracket first, and then you want to stick it wherever you would like it. I liked it about here. Then you've got to drill the holes where these holes will go, just like that, and don't miss them like I did on this side. Other than that, you need to then get some nuts and bolts about the right size. I had to cut some of these down, which is why they're all sort of different. And after that, you put the brackets on, get the nuts and bolts, screw them in, and then you get your lights on. So I'll do that now. First, you need to make sure you got the right side. Just like that, they are in the bracket. All the holes line up. So now all I need to do is put the nuts and bolts in, and it should start to look all right. Encountered a bit of a problem, but I have fixed it. This hole here was not threaded correctly, and none of the bolts would fit it correctly because it wasn't threaded. So I got one of these, put it through there. I've now threaded it, so the other bolts should go in quite easy. First bolt is in, nicely secure, but I'm going to leave it loose so I can get all the other ones in and then tighten all of them up, because otherwise I'll stretch the metal. I've lost a nut somewhere in my bonnet, so that one's not having a nut. But on the other hand, found out one of my hood scoops loose. You can see here my hood scoop is loose, but if you come here, that holds for the bonnet vent, goes to the intercooler, and it's loose on this side but tight on this side. But here is the hood scoop, so all I need to do is get a nut that fits that, and then that problem's fixed as well. And I'm sure the bolt's just behind all of this somewhere. Can't hear it bouncing around anywhere, but we're going to put the last bolt in on this one, and that should be all good. After a little bit of time, I have finally gotten the first bracket slightly on this one, minus in the nut, but it seems to hold pretty well because it is I did thread all of these with a thread maker except this one and this one, because I've made them too big by accident, but that one is threaded. So yeah, as you can see, slight bit of thread on it. So this one is done, so it's now time to start it on this side. Right, so I know this isn't really the most perfect example, because if you look at the bolts, I've sort of shagged it, but I've got it in enough to where it's holding it slightly, so that I can get the bolt in for that. Once I get in the bolt in for that, I can take these out one by one, and we should be all good. Alright, problem number 25. You can see here, because I've cut them all differently, this one's a little bit smaller than the other one. So I've had to take this one out of the side that I already had it in, so I can put the longer one in. So I can get the longer one in the left one, because the right hole is a lot easier. I'll show you. For instance, that's already lined up. That, I'm having to push up like that to get it in the hole. Obviously when the bolt's in there, that stays there. But I need the shorter bolt to go in there. Alright, that wasn't just about, it's starting to rain. So I've got to slightly hurry up. I was so fucking happy. Finally got the bolt in. Which means tying up the brackets. All the brackets are installed. And then I get the spotlights. Right, so I've got all the brackets in. As you can see here, all the bolts are in. Everything's a little bit wonky, but it's my first attempt at all this, so I'm not too sure how it will look. All I know is I've got the distance right on both sides, as you can see here. So 1, 2, and then the third one. 1, 2, then the third one. So that's both matching. Doesn't look like much so far, but I'm gonna go get the spotlights. Alright, so now that the brackets are fitted, I have my spotlights. I went for black because I've got a yellow car and all the bits are black already on it. So one thing I'm gonna do quick is I'm not gonna be wiring it just yet. So I'm gonna tape up all these wirings so don't touch anything that could sort of spark it, I don't know. But I'm just gonna cover this all up with tape. This tape that I'm using has also been through walls and back. If I was to tell you how old it is, probably 10 years old. I mean, look at it. That's been through a lot. Right. Now it's time to fit them onto the brackets. Look as nice as I want it to be. But basically this will go like that. That looks bad. That looks really good. Right, firstly, take off this bolt. Once this is off, you can slide this into here. Slide that down there. Then bolt goes through the wiring up to here. Keep them tightly just like that. Now, I'd just like to say, these brackets are meant for the standard Mini Cooper S grills, the ones that go straight like that, not for the John Cooper Works ones, which is one that this has. So, if you are planning on buying the same ones as me, I would like to mention that before you go and buy these, that these are not meant for the JCW grill, which I've figured out. Now with the wiring, I'm not too sure how I'm going to hide it. My first instinct was to put it through here. Here, I'll show you. Put it through that little gap there, and then just tuck it somewhere where it's not gonna block anything or annoy anything. So I think that's what I'm gonna have to do. As you can see, the light is above me. I'm gonna try, see if I can fit these wires in here. Okay, that looks good. That looks really good. Right, so yeah, let's get to that one. So this one's going to be roughly the same thing. So I'm not going to bore you too much with what's going to happen, so I'm just going to skip to when the other one's fitted. This is the quick reveal, you could say. That looks lovely. I think I need to tilt that one a bit more to suit that one. But other than that, that looks fucking amazing. A little bit higher on that side as well, so I might need to tighten that a bit more.